Hello and welcome to the 2023 Canada Winter Games radio training. This training is designed to help you understand how to use the radios to communicate properly throughout the games. Radio checks. A radio check ensures your radio is working correctly before you go to post. Do this with someone face-to-face on the same channel. Push the button and call radio check for your call sign, or whatever your call sign is. Have the person confirm they have received your transmission on the radio. Good check for using your call sign. Ensure you hear their confirmation. Returning your radio. At the end of your shift, or when you're going on break, radio the VOC, SOC, or FA team to inform them that you are going off radio. Let VOC know who will be fulfilling your responsibilities while on break or at the end of your shift. When coming back, radio VOC that you are back from your break. Sign off the talk group with VOC, SOC, or FA team. VOC this is signing out, using your call sign. Turn off the radio and detach any accessory as necessary. Wipe down the radio with disinfectant wipes, if provided at the charging station or radio sign-out desk. Place the radio in the charger so that the charging connector is locked to the charger. The indicator light should be red. If the indicator is yellow, it means it is incorrectly placed in the slot. Please remove and retry. Call sign is a means of identifying a radio user over the radio network. An example of a call sign is Transport 1, which refers to a transport representative. Open Talk Group refers to a talk group that connects the sport and venue operations zones in a venue. It is designed for long conversations and for communications between zones. You should only move to the common talk group if you're told to do so by the VOC. All Call. All Call is a message usually from the VOC, SOC, or FA team to all users in a particular talk group. Radio silence. Request for radio silence in a talk group is a request instructing users to hold their traffic for an important message for a period of time. This allows key venue leads to communicate on an important issue without interruption. Sport operations contains all the sport operations talk groups. The competitions at a venue is managed by the users in this zone. Radios in the Sport Ops zone cannot speak to the radios in the Venue Operations zone. This zone covers the field of play and sport operation areas in a venue. Venue Operations contains the talk groups that manage the front of house, back of house, VIP, and media zones in a venue. All users not involved in managing a competition use this zone. Here are some do's and don'ts you should be aware of. Do ensure your radio volume is set at a comfortable level so you can hear within the environment you are working. Do turn off the radio before you change the battery or put in the charger. Do report any lost, stolen, or malfunctioning radios to your supervisor. Your radio is your responsibility. Don't move channels unless instructed by the VOC, SOC, or FA team. Someone may be looking for you. Don't hold or block the antenna. Don't use the radio push-to-talk button if you have an accessory attached. Don't speak right into the radio as it will muffle your voice. Radios. Here is one of the two ICOM radios in use for the 2023 Canada Winter Games. Here are the buttons and functions to get you acquainted with this radio model. You will see the antenna, talk button, change channel, channel indicator, and finally the on-off button, which also enables you to adjust the volume. Here's the second type of radio, a Motorola brand. Here you will see the change channel button, talk button, volume, channel indicator, and the on-off button. Here's the second model of the ICOM brand radio, very similar to the first one. We have again the talk button, change channel button, channel indicator button, and lastly the on-off button, which again will adjust the volume for you. Radio Terminology 101. So what do you do when you first come on your shift? First, pick up your radio from the designated location. Ensure your accessory is attached correctly. Get your assigned call sign from the SOC, VOC, or FA team. Make sure you also have your radio directory with you. Make sure you're on the assigned talk group. Turn on the radio and check for the tone and LED indicator and that you are on the correct talk group. Do a radio check. Sign onto the talk group with VOC and say, VOC, this is signing in, using your call sign. Radio etiquette and protocol. Radio protocols for radio use have been established in order to secure a common language and common understanding of communications on venue. Without exercising the use of a correct radio protocol, the possibilities of misunderstanding are high. Radio protocols and terminology allow venue team members to communicate clearly and can dramatically enhance safety, security, and efficiency when working at a busy games time venue. Always listen before you speak. Don't jump on top of a conversation. Be brief, like a text message. Identify the person you are calling, then yourself, then the person you are calling again when initiating conversation. Wait for a response before initiating a message. Speak slowly and clearly. Be professional and keep radio traffic event-related. Keep the volume of your voice at a normal conversational level. Never use profanity or slang or give confidential information over the radio. The sandwich method. When initiating a radio call, we use the sandwich method. Them, the receiver, you, the caller, them, the receiver, over. Identifying radio users on the radio network. If the venue lead, who is venue 1, needs to speak with the food rep, food 1, it would sound like this. Food 1, this is venue 1, calling food 1, over. That was a good example of the sandwich method, and here's that broken down. Remember that the order is them, the receiver, you, the caller, them, the receiver, then you, the caller. For example, parking attendant 1, this is parking attendant 3, calling parking attendant 1, over. Here's some basic radio terminology you'll need to know. This is refers to someone who is making the call. Go for refers to a person answering the call. Over means I am finished talking now and am awaiting your response. Out means I am ending this radio conversation and do not expect a response. Say again means repeat your last transmission. I did not understand. Stand by means wait a few minutes while I finish other business. I will radio you when I am ready to talk. Copy means I understand. Message received. Dealing with an incident. When dealing with an incident, you'll need to use the following terms based on the type of incident. An incident means an incident has occurred and descriptive terminology cannot be used, such as a crash or an explosion. An item of interest means an item has been found that is giving cause for concern. Perhaps it is thought to be a threat, such as a bomb, gun, or suspicious package. A medical incident means someone in a venue has been injured or is experiencing a medical incident. A disturbance refers to an incident involving members of the venue population requiring control by security. For example, a fight or a riot. Code red refers to an incident involving individuals at a venue and requiring intervention from security. Here's an example of what an incident radio call will sound like. Please notify security that we may have an item of interest located in the athlete's lounge. Here's an example of a conversation between Food 1 in catering and Log 1 in logistics. Logistics 1, this is Food 1, calling Logistics 1, over. Go for Logistics 1, over. Logistics 1, is it possible to have 3 tables and 12 chairs delivered to the volunteer lounge, over. Copy that, when do you need them by, over. Logistics 1, can we get them by 15:30 hours, over. Copy that, we'll let you know when they've been delivered. Logistics 1 out. Here's what a conversation between Events 1, VOC, and Transport 1 would sound like. VOC, this is Events 1, calling VOC, over. Go for VOC, over. VOC, can you please notify Transport 1 that the VIPs will be ready to be picked up at 1300 hours by the north entrance, over. Copy that, Events 1, I will let Transport 1 know, over. Copy that, thank you, VOC, Events 1 out. Transport 1, this is VOC, calling Transport 1, over. Go for Transport 1, over. Transport 1, we have been notified that the VIPs will be ready to be picked up at 1300 hours by the north entrance. Over. Copy. I will let Motor Pool know to be waiting for them at the north entrance at 1300 hours. Transport 1 out. Events 1, this is VOC calling Events 1. Over. Go for Events 1. Transport 1 has notified Fleet that they will be waiting for the VIPs by the north entrance for 1300 hours. Over. Events 1 copies. Events out. You have now completed the radio training for the 2023 Canada Winter Games. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and thank you for volunteering.